And welcome inside the Murano Campus Center Ice Arena for this weekend's second matchup between the Oswego State Lakers and the Cornell Big Red in any CHL conference matchup. Jerry Pritchard is alongside me, and I'm Patrick Machado. The Lakers are coming off of a game where they absolutely dominated the Cortland Red Dragons, beating them by a score of 9-1.
Yeah, that was a really impressive performance. It's one I think Oswego needed. Coming off that tough weekend, traveling to Oakland, a long road trip, coming away, 0-2 after that weekend. You needed something to get the momentum back on your side, get the mood in the locker room just bumped up a little bit. So I like that performance. I hope they can carry in some of that offensive threat that they had into this game.
And that momentum swing comes at an important time as we moved back into conference play this weekend. Cornell losing to Buffalo yesterday.
Yeah, that was a tough game for them. Buffalo has always been a tough team. They did very well last season in the conference play, so, I'm not surprised at the scoreline, but we'll see if Oswego can try and replicate something like that.
And the play is now in Oswego's zone. Icing was waved off, and Oswego will look to start up an attack their way. Anthony Robinson chips one in on the backhand. C.J. Walsh was the first one to make a play on it. It's now behind the net for Alex Puppet, and your eyes are not deceiving you. That is not the Cornell Big Red regular jersey. Some of their jerseys got lost in transit. That is a practice jersey with hockey tape on the back. Simonek fires, and that just misses on the glove side of the goaltender, Tagin Keel. Simonek's the first man back. And he'll swing up on the left wing, starting a rush. Anthony Robinson crosses center and dishes it off to Jubron, who rips a shot. Excuse me, that was Dawson. It was patted aside by Keel. Cornell starts up. They gain center, and they will go off for a line change. Galosi, with his second straight start, goes to play the puck. Theo Cup. Up for Knees. Knees has two Cornell Big Red around him, and he eventually loses the puck and is cleared out of the zone. Theo Cup with some time and space banks it off the end boards. D to D, and Chase Knees now is skating ahead on a 2-on-1. He's got Marzalek with him. Knees fires and hits the post.
I liked the decision there from Knees to try and fire one on. Just unlucky to catch that post and out.
And some tired Big Red out there as number 24, Williams, dumped it in. All of them go off for a change. Here is Popat in over the line. Centers a pass over for Krastos, and it's defended away by Chase Knees into the corner. Here is Krastos, and he gives it away to Chris Wands. It's cycled in behind. Wands gets it back from Cup. And Wands plays it off the glass and out of the zone. Puck over by Oswego's bench, and it's knocked back in by the Big Red. Spun around by Theo Cup. Here is Marzalek, and Oswego is starting up again. Luke Myers in over the line. He dishes it off for Jubron. Big shot, and the rebound was handled by the Cornell defense. And two players collide as they were trying to enter the zone. That was Kyle Woodard and Joseph Paraksha. Just some incidental contact as Oswego dumps it in, and that'll go down for an icing call.
I kind of like what I'm seeing here from Oswego. They're getting some breaks. I like the shots on net. That was a tough rebound. He got tied up. It was a nice play defensively from Cornell to prevent any, opportunities from the juicy rebound that was let out.
So the first stoppage of play comes with 17-18 to go in this first period of play. Game still scoreless. Only shot on goal so far credited to the Oswego State Lakers. Deming sends one to Marzalek. The shot was put on, and Keel will just cover up.
I like, it seems like Coach Timmons here has really switched up the lines compared to the last, couple games we've seen from Oswego. And I like it because you got to mix things up throughout the course of the season. Some lines get stale, some lines need rejuvenation. So I like this idea to switch up some of these lines.
Yeah, we can see how changing lines can spark some chemistry between different players that you don't normally get a chance to see. And that's kind of what sparks big offensive games like you saw on Friday. Oswego controls. Braden Deming drops it off to the trailer and Luke Myers. The puck is loose, and it's corralled by Keel for another offensive zone draw.
It's good possession from Oswego. I mean, they're really dominating this game so far, not really allowing Cornell to get a flow, get any sort of rhythm offensively, and they've just been really trying to control this puck. Three shots only so far, but I can feel a goal coming in this first period.
Kobe Scrupo won the draw, but no one was able to take control of that pass, and C.J. Walsh will start back up from the defensive end. It's played off the boards, turned over to Cornell. It's banged in deep by Ryan McDonald. Oswego is the first person back to control. Intercepted again by Cornell. Tried to put one out in front, and it's swept away in the blue paint by Martin Simonek and out of the zone. Cornell has to touch up on the delayed offside. C.J. Walsh spins it behind the net. Bank pass off the boards to Guillaume Hebert. And Cornell scores. Didn't exactly catch who scored that goal, but they find one past Galosi early. We'll see who leads the handshake line. And it is going to be number 8, Ryan McDonald.
And that's a tough turnover in your own zone. I felt like a goal was coming. Didn't think it was going to be for Cornell. That really went against the run of play and everything. It was a turnover in our defensive zone. Just throw the puck towards net. Good things happen. Cornell is the beneficiary of that.
So Cornell now leads by a score of 1-0, just past 16 minutes to go in this first period of play. We'll look to see how Oswego rebounds as they go into the offensive zone. Brett Dawson's pass, intended receiver was Sean O'Neill. It was defended and intercepted by Cornell. Starting back up is Joseph Paracha. He's shoved down by Anthony Robinson. Puck loose behind the net. Spun around. Here is Braden Deming. Brett Dawson. And it's finally kicked out of the zone. And they'll reset in their defensive end. No changes being made. And it's turned over to Anthony Robinson moving in on goal. Left side backhander. It goes into the pads of Keene. Scrum in the left wing corner. It's loose and taken by Paracha. Centered out in front, and Robinson's shot goes off of the stick of Keel. Surefire goal had it not been for that stick. And another slapper at the blue line from Chris Wands is sticked aside by Keel.
Keel is looking mighty sharp early on in this game.
So Keel has had to have a lot of work in these last couple minutes. As Theo Cup puts one on goal. It went to the stick, and it's loose in front and swept out of danger by, it looked like to be number 1 with the practice jersey. There is no number 1 listed on the roster as Cornell ices the puck.
Yeah, we got word that the captain handles the jerseys, and he couldn't make it today, so they had a couple mishaps with a few missing jerseys. But luckily, those players still able to play, however, just with some mismatched numbers.
So offensive zone draw to the left of Keel. 50-50, and it's eventually corralled by the Lakers. Kyle Woodard moving in. Patted aside by Keel. It's centered out in front at an awkward angle, and Keel is just able to get the glove on it, surviving another flurry from Oswego. Not as good of quality as we saw, but they're putting pucks to the net.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of pressure, and I mean, all it takes is one lucky bounce, a nice rebound, but I mean, Keel has been standing tall facing this early onslaught from the Lakers.
The 6'1" goaltender from St. Paul has had to face 6 Oswego shots so far as the centering pass was dealt with in front by Joseph Strick. Chase Knees looking for the wraparound, goes back to the point where the shot's put on, takes a deflection off of Jubron's stick. Puck still loose in front, and it squirts loose to the point. Put back on goal, another deflection from Woodard's shot, and that one just goes into the corner. Another centering pass. Knees with the shot. Save made. Rebound, scores! Chase Knees gets his own rebound and sends one on the glove side of Keel, and he ties it up. It's now 1-1.
What a way to stick with that puck. I mean, it was loose a couple of times. It was popping out from the goaltender. He wasn't able to cover it. Chase Knees stuck with the play, though. Was able to get a little cycle going, and then the rebound, he buries that into pretty much an empty net.
So Oswego State regains momentum with 13:47 to go in this first period of play. Shots on goal widely in favor of Oswego as a short side shot. I don't think Keel even knew that he had it, just squeezing his shoulders together and hoping for the best. And play is stopped.
Yeah, Oswego almost catching the Cornell flat-footed there after that goal. And this is a good line to do it. You got the 20s line, I like to call it. They're out there, and they bring an offensive punch.
Luke Myers with the check sends the puck back into the possession of Oswego. It hops up on the glass. No one knows where it is. And Christopher Williams will eventually clear it. Goes off of a stanchion and into the penalty box.
Luckily, that one didn't hit the boards because C.J. Walsh got caught a little far up there. But a little break for Oswego, and they get the puck back right in the offensive zone.
Scared our folks in the timekeeper's bench, too. If that puck rolled, it would have been in. It is a shot off the draw, and Oswego takes the lead. Luke Myers sent a pass over to the other side for Braden Deming, and Oswego State now has a 2-1 lead.
What a play off that draw from Luke Myers. He really just faked like he was going for the draw, skated right past the centerman, and just was able to, it was a tic-tac-toe play. Easy pass right across. Braden Deming, he would have had to try to really miss that one. And that's a nice goal from Oswego back in the lead here.
And Oswego back in again. Braden Deming fires one off the left wing, gets the glass, put one on goal by C.J. Walsh. And it's eventually kicked into the corner, and a defenseman in front of goal is hurt. And they'll have to skate to the bench. That is number 25, Jack Bookbinder, and he does not look good as he's favoring his glove. He might have gotten kicked by a skate when that puck was in the crease. I hope he appears to be okay. As Oswego State regains control in their defensive end. Mike Lemieux gains center, dumps the puck in, and Oswego will go off for a line change. C.J. Walsh, the only person staying out there to put pressure on. Play is now in front of Cornell's bench. C.J. Walsh in on the scrum. Guillaume Herbert eventually gets the puck loose and sends it back into the defensive end for Cup. Cup up for Walsh. Exchanges with Colby Skrupa in over the line. Drops it off for Herbert. Walsh gets it back. And the shot was put on by number 16, Andrew Corning, right into the breadbasket of Keene. Theo Cup with the shot from the point, sticked into the corner by Keel. Another scrum ensues on the right half wall, and it's sent into the penalty box yet again for Brennan Wallace's second action of the game.
They might have a vendetta out for him or something over there. That's the second time in a row. Within like 2 minutes, they've sent that puck right at the score table.
12:02 to go in this first period of play. Oswego State leads by a score of 2-1. Two quick goals in succession. Shots 15-1 in favor of the Oswego State Lakers. Now 16-1 as that sharp angle try went off the back of the shoulder of Keel. Cup resetting. Plays it off the glass, and that one will go, all the way down for icing. Didn't see the signal from the linesman, but it is eventually called.
Yeah, I don't believe there really was one there. They just, I think, might have yelled it out, but either way. I like this setup of the Friday-Sunday game. You can tell it has a lot less of a wear and tear on the guys. They look so much fresher as they would if they had to play a Friday-Saturday matchup.
Of course, we see a lot of those this year. We might see a little bit less of them in the weeks moving forward as Hebert enters the zone. Now that the D3 season has started, you typically see these back-to-back weekends broken up by that Division III matchup, which allows Oswego for some extra rest, and one of their players is going to get some rest for 2 minutes. It's a high sticking call going against Oswego, and it's going to go against Colby Skrupa.
Yeah, it's a tough play. He's just trying to, trip the puck, and that happens. You get in, you're trying to stick lift the opposition. You're going to, once in a while, catch somebody in the helmet. See how this Cornell power play works, though.
So Oswego State goes to their first penalty kill of the night. The number one penalty kill in the NACHL so far this year, converting at a rate of 90%, stellar stats for the PK so far. Dong-Yoon Shin walks the line, takes a shot, deflection in front, and it's handled by Galosi, and a nice save at the line. Eventually goes to Anthony Robinson, who blows a tire, sends it back in, and it is eventually cleared out by Kyle Woodard.
Not the most conventional clear, but they got it done.
And it does certainly waste a couple extra seconds on the clock, as it's 1:27 to go in the penalty to Skrupa. Williams in over the line. McDonald is the trailer. He'll just do a lap of the zone and send it to one of those practice jersey players, Kenneth Trinth. And Cornell tried to send it back to the point, misses everybody, and Trinth will go chasing. Played up by Keel. Shin over the line. There's 3 Lakers around him. He's well defended by CJ Walsh, who has some time though, and Cornell will converge on him to take over. Shin just out of the reach of that Laker defender. Here is McDonald moving in on goal. Backhands a shot into the breadbasket of Galosi. Kind of caught himself in too deep there. Really easy save for Galosi there.
Yeah, it was a nice way for Galosi to just outweight the shooter. He was looking, seeing if he could make Galosi bite on any move. Nice little move to the backhand, but Galosi is going to stick with you there.
Not fooled by the dangles in front of him, just ahead of the midpoint of this first period of play. 39 seconds to go in the Scrupa penalty. Paracha circles up on the left side, sends it to McCrink, back up top for Bush. Back to McCrink, who overlooks the zone, and it's blockered aside by Galosi. McCrink freezes. Not really doing much of anything, and turns it over to Oswego, where it's cleared out by Brett Dawson. Time for one last rush on this power play. Guillaume Herbert there to force the issue and keep them hemmed inside for as long as possible. Up for Popat. He finds some space in the neutral zone, carries it in himself as Scrupa steps onto the ice, back to 5-on-5. Popat drops it off, and it's back up top for Bush. Bush puts on a shot, takes a deflection off of a Laker in front, tracked all the way by Galosi. And it's just popped over the line, so Cornell had to touch up on the offside, which allowed Oswego a chance to get some of those penalty killers off the ice. Simonek and Walsh easily take the puck away, double team that Cornell attacker, excuse me. Walsh lays it off on the right side for Marzalek. Marzalek the shot. He couldn't handle the rebound, and the backhand shot by Deming. Another shot put on goal, saved by Keel.
Nice little flurry there from Oswego after the penalty kill.
Ryan McDonald moving it on goal, and it deflects off of Galosi's glove, and it's stuck up in that protective netting. It looks like a second puck actually to get stuck up there.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's 2 in a row. But I like that penalty kill. I mean, that's been a staple for this Lakers team the past 2 seasons as I've been watching the games. Just one of the best penalty kills I've seen in the ACHA.
So the 90% penalty kill success rate increases even more as it's spun around for Trevor Jubron. Oswego State controls. Jubron looks for some space to skate in. He exchanges with Knees. Partial 3-on-2 developing. Hits Jubron, the trailer. Back to Knees in front of goal. And it looked like that might have gotten a shot on goal. It might have been swept aside by a defender in front. And Cornell will start back up. He's harassed by Theo Cup, centering pass caught in the skates of a Laker defender in front. That is Chris Wands. Lays it off for Knees on the right side. Gives it to Wands, who's pinching in. Acting as an extra forward, it's centered out for Jubron. Jubron shoots, and that one gets caught up in the skates of the Cornell defender, Ryan McDonald, who immediately goes off for a change. The forward helping out on defense. It's cycled back in by Wands, kicked up into his stick by Marzalek. Chase Knees shoved to the boards. There's 2 Cornell Big Red around him. Wands will pinch in to help out, but it is cleared out of the zone. Shin was unable to control. He's being harassed on by Marzalek, who knocks the puck loose away from him. Nice job by Oswego's forecheck to prevent them from breaking out of the zone. Chris Wands has a clash of sticks, and it is eventually flipped out with only Lakers behind. Cornell goes off for a line change with 7 minutes to go in the first period of play. Oswego leads by a score of 2-1. Luke Myers tried to split the D, and it spun out of the zone. Missed the check, and Dylan Eisenhower is able to make a play on it. Turned over to the Big Red. In was Popat, and he scores. Popat with some time and space to skate down that right side. Just beats Galosi on the strong side, and it's 2-2.
Another bit of sloppy play there from Oswego on their own end. That's another goal from somewhat of a similar situation. I mean, it was just a bad turnover in your defensive zone, and I mean, they're not going to miss many of those. It's a tough one for Golosi again, but you got to live with it. Short-term memory is the key here.
And referee ordering some line changes, a change made too late. Cornell ties the game up. And in is the Lakers again, looking to rebound from that. It was put on goal by Braden Deming, and it is gloved and froze by Keel. Shots still heavily in favor of Oswego. The total right now is 20-7. As Luke Myers looked to take the draw. It goes to the stick of the Big Red, but immediately turned over to Oswego. Myers again spins it over to the other wing for Braden Deming. Back up top, D-to-D pass. Kyle Woodard puts one on goal, and that misses the deflection in front and misses on the right side, excuse me. The Big Red look to start up another rush. Will McCrankin over the line. He loses it to the check of Kyle Woodard, and he'll have some space to skate it out of the zone. Mike Lemieux peels off on the right side. It's poke checked away from him by Kenneth Trinth. Puck battle in the corner, back up top for Woodard. Woodard with the shot, and Braden Deming was unable to get the shot off of a lucky deflection in front. Deming with the shot and misses on the right side. Oswego needs to regain control. Deming exchanges, and the shot from Marzalek was blocked in front. Too many bodies, unable to get that shot through, and CJ Walsh takes the Cornell attacker up front and regains possession for Oswego. It's turned over in the neutral zone. Ryan McDonald got the poke check. He now has the puck. 3 Lakers around him. He's forced to take a shot from the outside into the Gulf of Golosi for a stoppage.
Seems like Cornell's, just finding their game a little bit here in this, towards the end of this first period, forcing Oswego, to make some turnovers in their own zone or in the neutral zone. And if you're trying to beat Oswego, that's what you got to do. You got to pressure them back. They're really good at pressuring on the forecheck, but you got to match that intensity.
Martin Simonek up for Trevor Jubron. He gives it to Chase Nees, and he passes it over to the other side, and Marzalek is unable to get the shot off. Another 2-on-1 for Chase Nees. This time he passes. Cornell's back into Oswego territory. Christopher Williams loses it in the scrum to Chase Nees. Nees back up the ice. He's got some wheels still. Drops it off at the line to Trevor Jubron. Jubron the shot deflects off of a Cornell stick and hits the glass. Chase Nees lost the puck to a Cornell player, and it's flipped up off the glass and out of the zone. Both teams make a couple of changes. Martin Simonek freezes behind the goal. Up in the neutral zone for Chase Nees, who just turns it over to Shin. Shin back in over the line, and he's hit by multiple Lakers. Arm of the referee stays down. Nice clean hit. Jubron up the glass. Just squirts over the blue line. CJ Walsh helps up on the right side. He'll skate in on goal and goes right into the glove of Keel with 3:51 to go in the first period.
Nice decision there from CJ Walsh. I like that idea. He's got a shot on him, and we've seen it multiple times last season. He's able to skate up, take the puck in himself, and he can score on those. He's got a great, accurate wrist shot, so I'd like to see him get up in the play more often, honestly.
Oswego lost that face-off. The clearing attempt does not find any Cornell sweaters in sight. Theo Cupon. In over the line was Dawson. Dawson tried to take the shot. It goes right to the stick of John Bush. Scrum over in the left wing corner. 2 Lakers there. It's still loose. Cornell is able to get a kick on it, and it's chopped out of the zone by number 19, Dongyan Shin, but banged right back in by Theo Cup. Dawson there to meet Joseph Strick. Saved at the point by Chris Wands. Put into the center of the ice. Oswego looking to gain control. Robinson down for Sean O'Neill. O'Neill exchanges with Brett Dawson. Oswego regains control. Sharp angle try. Goes into the shoulder of Keel. Rebound dealt with by the Cornell defense. And it is Luke Kratzatos, and another penalty is going to be coming up here. It's an interference call.
Not sure the number, but it is one of those Cornell defensemen.
So Oswego State will go to their first power play opportunity of the game with 2 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the first period of play. Get a chance to grab another goal before the break. Face off to the right of Kiel. It's won by the Lakers to a man that isn't there, and Oswego State will have to start in the neutral zone. First look at the power play. Marzalek sends it over to Braden Deming, who enters the zone. Deming back at the point. CJ Walsh down low for Braden Deming. Walsh back up top again. Luke Myers back to Walsh. Sending it back and forth here, and that looking for the deflection in front. And it's cleared out of the zone by the penalty killers. A lot of puck movement, still no shot for Oswego State yet as they look to try again. Luke Myers was unable to really corral that puck, and he eventually does and sends it in on his own side. Loses it to a Cornell defender, and CJ Walsh just able to keep it in at the blue line. Braden Deming centers one out in front. Thought about a slap shot, dishes it off instead. Sharp angle try, and that one was just stopped by Kiel. Excellent save by him.
I thought he was down and out on that one.
Tried to go on that far post, just able to extend his arm enough to make that save. Marzalek looking for a lane. He's instead forced behind the net, circles around, and will look to reset up top. CJ Walsh eventually shoots it. Goes off of the stick of Mike Lemieux in front. Put into the right wing corner. Oswego overwhelmingly has numbers there. Cornell will just look to set up in that box again. Marzalek out in front for Lemieux, and he's unable to tee up that shot first time. And it's cleared out of the zone with 19 seconds to go in the penalty.
I mean, a grade A opportunity there for Oswego. That was Marzalek, I believe, in front of the net, just faking the shot, dishing it off, but it was a great save by Kiel, keep his team in this tied up.
Under a minute to go, and it's sticked away by Joseph Paracha. Goes off of the outside of the net, and that will do it for the Oswego State power play. Both penalty killers perfect on today's contest. Alex Pupat spinning, trying to find a lane. Puts one out in front, goes off of the outside of the skate of Galosi. Took a weird deflection and goes right back to the Cornell, but it's taken over by Trevor Jubron. Laid it off to Lemieux. Puck battle eventually won by the Cornell Big Red with 27 seconds to go. Tape falling off of the back of Popat's jersey, lays it off to Frederick, and Galosi with a little flash of the glove stops play with 12 seconds to go.
As we come to the end of this first period, I mean, you got to love Oswego's offensive pressure. 23 shots in a period is pretty impressive. But, I mean, the main thing they're going to be talking about probably in this locker room is just puck protection. You got to take care of the puck, especially in your own zone.
Lemieux drawing against Williams. A little bit of a tie-up. It's won by Cornell. And Kyle Woodard takes it behind the net. 4 seconds to go. They're going to have a chance, and as it's played into the corner, that will do it for this first period of play. Shot totals 23-9 in favor of Oswego, but what really matters is the score. It's 2-2 after one.
Yeah, I mean, Cornell lucky to find themselves, still in this game, surviving that onslaught. Their goaltender has been on. I mean, he let up 2 goals, but 23 shots against in one period. That's something Cornell really has to work on. Try to get those numbers down because we're on pace for almost 70 shots here.
So we'll be back in about 12 minutes time for the second period of action. It's 2-2 after one. You are watching Oswego State ACHA hockey against the Cornell Big Red. And welcome back to the Wheelhouse here on the shores of Lake Ontario, getting set for the second period of action between the Oswego State Lakers and the Cornell Big Red, the second half of this weekend's NEACHL matchups. Jerry Pritchard alongside me. I'm Patrick Machado. Cornell and Oswego tied 2-2.
Yeah, it was a very electric first period. I mean, back and forth action. Oswego dominated, I'd say, a good 3/4 of that first period. But Cornell finding a way to stay around and stick in this game.
Yeah, Cornell, very gritty team as we've seen so far. Taking a look at the shot totals again, 23-9 in favor of Oswego. And Cornell wins the opening draw here in the middle frame. Period of the long change, and that one was dumped in on the wrong side of the red line. It's an icing call.
I believe he got that call wrong. They're actually
Yeah,
calling for the
they're actually calling for a face-off in Oswego's zone. Looks like whatever the call was, the referee was telling everybody to just do the draw down there.
Yeah, the Cortland coach let him hear it right away when they were calling for an icing.
That's certainly what it looked like from the signals from the linesman, but we skate on. Oswego State joins up on the rush. Anthony Robinson does a lap. Excuse me, that was CJ Walsh, does a lap. Lays one off for Chase Knees, and that one goes up off of the stick and over the protective netting for another face-off. Stop and go here in the second period of play. 2 stoppages just under 30 seconds in.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, though, is C.J. Walsh. He was able to, he really pinched up there. He skated all the way around the net there. Finds Chase Knees, though, on the point, which is something you don't normally see. And you get a shot generated. So it's nice to see him join the rush.
A little delay here. Not sure what that was about. But we play on. Chase Knees wins the draw. It was tried to be cycled behind by Trevor Jubron. It was a weak touch off of his stick, and it springs Cornell back into the defense, into Oswego's defensive zone. Oswego State wins control off of a check from the boards. It's spun around to number 1. I wish we had a name for him, but Oswego State will win the puck battle. C.J. Walsh trying to skate up. He's hit by number 27, Will McCrink, but they're able to escape. Chase Knees tried to receive the pass out in front. It's defended and swept to the side by Popat, and we're going to get a whistle here. It's a penalty for tripping, and it's going to go against, it looks like, Cornell. So Oswego State goes to their second opportunity of the game on the man advantage.
Yeah, that first one, it generated a few opportunities there, but nothing amazing. Besides that one, they had the one opportunity where it seemed like the Cornell goaltender really bailed them out. But I'd like to see Oswego generate a few more shots on the power play.
So Will McCrink off for tripping. The faceoff was won by the Big Red, but Oswego State will take it away behind the net. Mike Lemieux found C.J. Walsh. He's unable to handle the pass cleanly, and Oswego State will have to reset in the neutral zone. Lemieux with a little pass off to C.J. Walsh. Drops it off for Luke Myers. C.J. Walsh down low. Spins off and deals. Brett Dawson. Over on the right side for Deming. Put out in front. Goes off of the paddle of Keel, and it is cleared out by the penalty killers with 1 minute and 18 seconds to go in the man advantage. C.J. Walsh's pass goes off of a stick. Oswego will have to retreat deeper into their zone. Braden Deming off the boards for C.J. Walsh, and finally he'll send one up to Lemieux. He enters the zone. Lemieux is defended there by Jack Bookbinder. Loose puck to the wall. It's taken at the point by C.J. Walsh, and here comes Cornell on a shorthanded opportunity. Chris Williams in, and he misses on that top left side, catches the glass, which brings Oswego back quickly. Here is Braden Deming. He's tried to center one, and it was poke checked away and cleared out by Cornell. So a lot of back and forth action with Cornell getting a shorthanded opportunity. 30 seconds to go in the power play.
That's a tough one. They're looking a little lackadaisical on this power play, and that results in a rush the other way for Cornell. Luckily, no shorthanded goal there.
Skrupa down the left lane, tried to lay it off for Cup. It missed him, so Oswego again back in the neutral zone. Knees. Banks one off the end boards, carries all the way around to Trevor Jubron. Lays it off for Cup. Goes down low, exchanges with Brett Dawson, back up top for Jubron. Jubron, Cup, shoots, and that didn't make its way on goal. It was blocked by the frame of Joseph Paracha as the penalty to Cornell has officially ended. A player loses their glove, and it looked like whoever it was already skated off for a change.
Yeah, that was Deming there, tried to throw the glove back at Knees so he could catch it and stay on the ice, but Knees had already jumped over the boards there.
16:38 to go in this second period of play. Game still tied at 2 after the penalty kill for Cornell succeeds yet again. And the timekeepers are going to call, and it looked, something ended up, and it was the glove that somehow ended up in the timekeeper's bench, finally returned to its owner in Chase Knees. Tie up off the draw, won by the Big Red. Poppet will send it up to number 27, Will McCrink, and a penalty is going to be coming up, it looks like, against Oswego. So as soon as they're done with their second opportunity, they send the Big Red to their second opportunity of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough one. A little bit of almost like a slew foot there from Theo Cup, just taking the feet out from under the Cornell player.
We'll see what the call is. It's going to be a trip.
That's a tough one to take, especially right after an unsuccessful power play.
So here comes the Cornell Big Red power play on their next opportunity. Goes out to the point, and the big shot, the big windup from Shin was shanked. And Oswego State will put it back into the Cornell zone. Anthony Robinson there to put the pressure on the Big Red. And finally they'll start up. And over the line was number 3, Kenneth Trent. It was poked away by Robinson and sent out of the zone again. 1 minute, 25 seconds to go, and the tripping call to Cup. And over the line was Shin. He tried to get a shot. It went off of the stick of Simonek, and it goes through the blue paint, and no one was there to get it in on the other end of that pass. Shot put on goal by Shin. It went off of the pads of Galosi and cleared out by Oswego State, just ahead of the midpoint of this penalty.
Nice heads-up play there by Robinson to just find that loose puck right in front of Galosi. A lot of bodies in front. That's a dangerous situation.
Shin up again. First unit staying out there for Cornell. And the loose puck is corralled by C.J. Walsh, whose clearing attempt was blocked by Christopher Williams, and his shot goes off of the frame of Colby Skrupa in front. Tried to center one out to the slot. He instead retreats to the point, lays it off for Trent, who takes the shot. Deflection, Galosi is there to come up with the save. Players going down, not much will come from this with 14:58 to go in the second period of play.
That's a great way to control that rebound from Galosi. Find it after the deflection. Those are tough for goaltenders, those deflections right in front of his face pretty much, but able to stop the deflection and then cover that puck.
Anthony Robinson to draw against Poppet. Robinson wins the draw, goes right to the glove of Galosi, who will just say, let's do this again.
Yeah, not a bad play there. I mean, tough not to win the draw, he did pretty much win that draw, but he won it right back to the goaltender.
And it happens again, and this one takes an odd deflection. Fortunately for the Oswego State Lakers, none of the Cornell Big Red peeled off to that side of the net, and it's able to be cleared out by Oswego.
That was a tough situation there, a little scarier than the last one, as that one actually caused the rebound. 3-on-2
entrance, and the shot off in stride by Paracha is saved by Galosi, and he'll stop play with 11 seconds to go in the minor to Cup.
This is a great penalty kill so far, I would say, from both teams, not allowing any shots for either team's power play. It's just been a lot of shot blocking and a lot of just jamming the shooting lanes. So teams aren't going to want to shoot and risk a rebound that pops out into the neutral zone, maybe a shorthanded.
Face-off won by the Big Red, and the shot took a deflection off of Popat in front. Sails over the cage. Oswego controls, and Brett Dawson starts back up as Theo Cup steps onto the ice. 5-on-5, back to even strength. Dylan Eisenhower. He's being tied up by number 25, Jack Bookbinder. And it is skated up out of the zone. Laid off on the right side for McCrank, who enters in. 4 Lakers around them. The shot from the outside is steered into the corner by Galosi. Partial 3-on-2 developing. Robinson takes the shot, and it doesn't make its way through. Excuse me, that was Skrupa. And the centering attempt from Mike Lemieux. Lemieux now sends it over to Dawson, and he's unable to get the shot off, and the loose puck is taken out of the zone. And started up back up quickly by the Big Red. Sent in around the glass. It comes to the right wing corner where an Oswego State player goes down. That was Skrupa. He eventually does win the puck battle, though, sends it to the open side and out into neutral ice. 13:25 to go in the second period of play. Score is still tied at 2-2. Shots 24-13 in favor of Oswego, and they're going to get a chance to put some more on as the Big Red ice the puck.
Cornell's doing a good job this period of just slowing down Oswego's game. They haven't been able to set up like they had in the first period, and they're finding it a little tough to even, break into the zone here and gain some possession. So Cornell, it seems like they made some big adjustments during the intermission, and it's paying off so far.
You're starting to see that total start to go down as Theo Cup finds the bar, and Oswego State takes the lead.
What a shot from the captain. He just rifles that one into the top shelf. That's Theo Cup. That's his first goal of the season.
So the captain finally finds the score sheet, and it comes at the perfect time, regaining the lead here in the middle frame off of the Lakers' 25th shot of the game off the faceoff. What a shot.
Captain not necessarily known for his scoring, but he can rifle that puck. He can find the top shelf when he wants to, and there he fired that one from the point.
Theo Cup spins it up to Mike Lemieux. It's stopped at the line by Kenneth Trent. Laid off to a person in front. Goes off of the glove and into the pads of Galosi, and the scramble in front of goal. The whistle is blown, and play is stopped.
That was a pretty hectic scramble there in front of the net. Galosi somehow able to find that one under his pads.
And somehow not seeing any extracurriculars out of that, too. Both teams playing a relatively even game so far.
Yeah, it's not, you think, with the conference play that we would find, a little more chippiness, a little more physicality. But the team's keeping relatively calm heads as they know it's a close game. They don't want any extra penalties to perhaps put themselves at a disadvantage.
And it also helps when you don't have a back-to-back scenario where anything that happened in the previous game will carry over to the next one, as we're going to get a penalty here. It's unsure who this is on, as it was a delayed whistle, although it looked like the Cornell goalie touched the puck before it was eventually blown. But yes, indeed, it will be a Cornell penalty. Oswego State back to the power play after scoring.
Yeah, it was a nice little move there. Tried to chip it around the defender. As he tried to make a little swim move around him, got caught up in really just caught up in each other's legs. But Oswego will take that interference call every day.
So Bush off for interference. Brett Dawson spins over on the left side, changes direction. He's got Colby Skrupa over on that left wing, who resets it back up for Theo Cup, who just scored, and he tries for his second of the game. That one sails wide. And it is given away to the Big Red, and Shin takes the shot off of the rush and goes right into the leather of Galosi.
That's Myers actually picking up on that Theo Cup goal, actually picked up his second assist of the game. So he's been on with his point scoring this season.
Tie up off the draw. It was controlled by Oswego State, but they skate right into the Big Red. Theo Cup will backhand it behind, and they'll look to reset. And so will Cornell as Oswego State starts up another rush. Theo Cup up to Chase Nees on the left side. He freezes on the brakes and will eventually cycle it in behind for Brett Dawson. Dawson back up at the point. Theo Cup. Colby Skrupa moving in and hits the iron. That's the second iron for Oswego State today. This one coming on the power play. It's just halfway through the man advantage. Chase Nees back up top for Jubron, who shoots, and that one catches the glass. Takes a deflection right to the stick of a Cornell player, and it's just flipped in, and the penalty killers will go off for a change.
Unlucky break there from Skrupa. Really had that opportunity, almost outweighted the goaltender, tried to pick that perfect spot, just fired it off the post.
Yeah, that's part of the dangerous game that you play when you want to hit the corners. Obviously want a perfect shot, but sometimes you can be a little too fine, and then you come up hearing that noise that is either a best friend or worst enemy for a goaltender. This time, it is Kiel's best friend, and Oswego State ices the puck.
17 seconds left on this power play. Once again, I mean, a little bit better, I think, this time around than earlier in the period on the power play of just getting shots on net, generating a couple opportunities. Obviously, just hit that post. So I like this power play unit. I feel like they've done very well.
They'll have to do something quickly if they want to create something out of the waning moments of this power play, which is now 2 seconds shorter as that faceoff dribbled right to Golosi. So power play units switching up here for the final 15 seconds. It will be Luke Myers to take the draw against McCrink. It's won by Oswego State, and CJ Walsh will look to start up a rush quickly. He's strong on his hand, and he's able to drop it off inside deep Cornell territory. Mike Lemieux behind the net. Finds Martin Simonek on the left side, switches direction to CJ Walsh, who puts one on goal, and it misses. Simonek, Lemieux put out in front, and they're unable to get a shot off of the backhand. CJ Walsh over on the left side surveys the zone and fires it right into the paraphernalia of Kiel. 10:27 to go in this second period of play. Oswego State now controls the game off of Theo Cupp's goal. Shots 28-16 in favor of Oswego, now back at even strength. Face-off won by Oswego State. Finds Lemieux in the center of the ice. He's unable to get a shot off. He had some time and space to do it there. Eventually, the Cornell defender is able to take it away. Shin in alone, but 3 Lakers will now converge on his location. And it is spun around the dasher boards, and Lemieux will just send it over to the open side, where it's sent back in deep by number 29, John Bush. And we're going to get a call here. This one is going to be, it looks like the signal was roughing. And it's going to be a penalty against Oswego, and only Oswego. Braden Deming takes that roughing minor, sending the Big Red to a power play of their own.
This is a very crucial power play here for Cornell. They could just tie this game right back up, wipe away this momentum Oswego seemed to gain from that goal from their captain.
30 minutes gone in this game. The score is 3-2 in favor of Oswego, and Brett Dawson tried to start up on a shorthanded opportunity. He was double teamed and will get no further than their offensive blue line. And they'll start this power play from their own end. The pass was just out of the reach of Ryan McDonald and sent all the way down again by Theo Cupp. 30 seconds killed off in this man advantage. Skating up with it now is Christopher Williams. And he skates in, but Cornell is offside.
Something Oswego does very well in their penalty kill. They make it tough to just carry the puck in general into the zone.
So Oswego State forces Cornell offside. Penalty killing textbook so far. They've been unable to get any offensive zone time. Guillaume Hébert wins the face-off. Backpedaling was Martin Simonek. He sends it as far as center, where Kenneth Trinth will have to look to skate it back up as he waited for Cornell to go back on side, and he takes a shot, and it's steered into the corner by Golosi. Played off the glass. Shin cycles it back in deep. CJ Walsh double teamed, and the puck squirts loose in favor of Cornell. Resetting back up top, and a ripper of a shot was stopped by Golosi. That was Shin off the opportunity. Shin now controls behind the net, tried to cross it over, finds Trent in the center of the ice, and that one hit off of a stick up into the air. Cornell finally getting that offensive zone time as Shin takes the shot. Golosi makes a standing save and falls into his glove for the stoppage and play.
Golosi doing a great job during this power play here, just tracking the puck. There's a lot of quick puck movement there from Cornell. I like the way they were passing that puck around, but Golosi's able to track it because there's not really much traffic in front of net. So credit to his defenseman and credit to him to be able to keep eyes on that puck.
And it halted Cornell's momentum, at least for a little while. But Paracha regains control. He drops it off on his strong side to John Bush. And another shot goes off of the outside of the iron. That was number 27, Will McCrink. McCrink moving in again, and Golosi will stand up to stop that from getting through. Another shot takes a deflection and goes off of the mask of Golosi. I don't think he even knew where that puck was going. He just happened to be at the right place at the right time as the final seconds tick off this man advantage. Braden Deming steps back onto the ice. We're now 5-on-5, and he receives the pass right out of the box. Deming moving in on goal, and he tried to deke past Joseph Paracha, and the nice stick prevented him from getting any further. But back in come the Oswego State Lakers. Brett Dawson behind the net. It's poke checked away by Alex Popat, set up by Will McCrink, and turned over to Oswego in neutral ice. 7:29 to go in this second period of play. Oswego still leads by a score of 3-2. Shot advantage winding for Oswego State as they try to look for a wraparound opportunity from Luke Myers. It's 28-22 now in favor of Oswego. Myers tried to find a streaking Kyle Woodard, and he wasn't able to get on the other end of the pass. And Will McCrink now skates up with some speed. He's defended off by Kyle Woodard. It's sent into the opposite corner where it's taken by Cornell. They'll look to cycle it in deep. Oswego, the only people on the boards, and they'll start back up the ice. In the offensive zone, the shot dribbled off of the stick. It was Brett Dawson on that original opportunity. Mike Lemieux tried to center it out in front. No Laker was ready to take it. Big shot at the point by number 18, Dylan Eisenhower. Goes right into the leg in front. Another delayed call coming up against Oswego, and as Chris Wands touches up, play is stopped. It's going to be a cross check, and Cornell goes right back to the power play when they began to find their footing at the end of their last opportunity.
Not really a fan of that call. I mean, looked more just like a push to me than anything. He really just reached out with the hands, but either way, Oswego back to that penalty kill.
So the number one penalty kill again in the NECHL, getting a lot of opportunities today. It'll be interesting to see how much their percentage rate rises after this weekend. Ryan McDonald goes down low. He's defended there by Chris Wands. Puck loose on the point. It's sent back in deep by Kenneth Trent. Receiving the pass was Christopher Williams, who tried to center it, and Theo Cup goes down to block that lane. Ryan McDonald goes to the opposite side. Tried to center it out in front. A little poke away from the crease by Alex Golosi. Sent into the corner, and Chris Wands will play it off the glass, but not out. Shin turns it immediately over to Oswego, and Chris Wands will look to skate ahead, but a nice defensive intervention to Williams, keeping his skating lane as short as possible as he had an Oswego State player on that weak side. Shin back in for the Big Red. Minute 5 seconds to go in the cross-checking penalty to Eisenhower. Controlling behind the net is Shin. They look to set something up. Robinson got the deflection off of it, but it's immediately turned back over to Trent. Skating is McDonald. Switches direction. Trent up in the high point. Center of the ice. They'll look to set up their opportunity, and his shot was dribbled up, and Anthony Robinson will have to skate after the loose puck, and winning that race was Ryan McDonald to prevent that shorthanded breakaway.
It was a great back check to stop that one. Even though, penalty killers were kind of gassed, I don't blame him for not reaching that puck.
And Simonek took it back into the zone. In over the line is Nick Berger. He's shoved to the boards by Martin Simonek, who gets a little chip up to Guillaume Herbert. He enters the zone on the left wing. He drives towards the net and scores! Oh my Lord, Guillaume Herbert streaking down the left side, picks the corner off a sharp angle try. His second goal in 2 games. It puts Oswego up by 2.
Oh my goodness, what a shot by Hebert, short-handed. He's always a threat. I mean, apparently he's the hustle there just to beat out the Cornell player and then fire that one short side. Top corner. Hebert, that was you? What a shot. And I mean, we talked to Coach Timmons after the game. He was talking to Hebert in the locker room. He said, hey, now that you got your first, the floodgates are opening, right? And Hebert kind of chuckled, but apparently they have opened.
And the floodgates certainly have opened. Not just his second goal in 2 games, but his second shorthanded goal in 2 games, as the power play for Cornell officially is over. but not for long, as a hit in the center of the ice catches Joseph Paracha up high, and Theo Cup will take this penalty. And the referees are going to talk about this. Tensions on Oswego's bench. A lot of people are worried about the result of this. Now all the officials are going to get together. We'll see what this call ends up being. It's going to be an elbowing penalty. It's just going to be a minor, but another opportunity for Cornell.
I mean, it was a nice play to step up center ice by Cup. He kind of had to try and prevent the breakout of Cornell. That's a tough call, but any hits, that look up high or look to the head, you're going to see referees call those, just for the safety of the players.
Especially in recent years, as the higher levels of the game have introduced stricter concussion protocols dealing with hits or contact near the head, as Oswego State forces the Cornell power play offside. 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go in this second period of play. Oswego State now leads by a score of 4-2 off of Guillaume Hebert's second goal in 2 games. Good to see that for him, especially coming back from injury.
Yeah, I was a bit worried about him, just not being able to play the first couple games of this year. But ever since he's come back, he's looked like a new player. So something has really, worked itself out with that injury.
Sure to help his confidence as we move forward into the season. Oswego State tried to clear it out of the zone. It's blocked by the frame of Ryan McDonald, and he'll skate it up near the high point. Lays it off for Kenneth Trent. Trent Robinson, and he couldn't get the one-timer off. Excuse me, that was McDonald. Here comes Martin Simonek on a breakaway into the pads, and the rebound is put in. The second shorthanded goal for Oswego State in the matter of 2 minutes, and they widen their lead to 3.
Here's something you might not hear a lot. Hey, maybe just keep taking penalties, guys. I mean, they're scoring shorthanded like it's 5-on-5. What wheels, what explosiveness that was from Simonek to just break out after that pass deflection. The puck squirts out, and he chased that down. He burned the Cornell defenseman, and he was able to stuff the rebound home after that breakaway shot.
So today is the day of the defense going up and scoring for Oswego State. 3 unanswered goals for the Oswego State Lakers. 49 seconds to go in the penalty to Cup. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the second period of play. It's sent back into Cornell's zone. Brett Dawson is there to forecheck on the penalty kill, and it's sent back in deep by C.J. Walsh, and Simonek will go off for a change. Herbert plays it back in to Cornell territory. Chris Wands now the defenseman. It's sent in by John Bush. Cornell looking for a shot from the outside. McCrink controls down that left channel. 4 seconds to go. And one of the power play members for Cornell will just skate towards the blue line to prevent Cup from taking an opportunity. Clearly their power play not very confident in themselves for having to do that. Oswego State puts it in deep. Icing is waved off by the linesman, and Marzalek is the first man back. Bookbinder takes it over from him. The 225s duel, and it's put out into the center of the ice and swept aside. And Cornell will start up on a 3-on-2. Skating down the right wing is Christopher Williams. He centers one, and it's blocked by number 19, Colby Skrupa in front. Excuse me, that was number 18, Dylan Eisenhower. Great play by him to take away that chance for the Big Red. Starting up is Oswego on their own 3-on-2. Jubron in over the line, puts one out in front, and that one didn't really have much of an angle to shoot in, goes right into the body of Kiel, and they'll look to start a play from behind their own net. Marzalek controls. Puts one back up top for Woodard. Takes the shot, and that one misses the cage. Chase Knees back up top, saved in the line by Dylan Eisenhower. Sent back in the left wing corner for Jubron, and Chase Knees takes over. Eisenhower shoots through traffic, and somehow the save was made by Keel. He was screened in front, just saw it at the last second. Oswego State still controlling. A lot of extended offensive zone time here, as you want to see. And Kyle Woodard will keep this pressure going for Oswego State. Cornell on a little change. It's the period of the long change with 40 seconds to go in the second period of play. Woodard puts one towards goal. Big rebound out in front off of that save by Keel. Oswego State still controlling. And it's finally given away to Christopher Williams. And it's flipped up and out of the zone, but they will still have to stay out there as icing is called. They'll try to sneak in a change. Referee immediately on that.
Yeah, great pressure, as you said, by Oswego, just controlling this game, seeing out the rest of this period. But if I heard correctly on the PA there, they announced that that was Semenek's actual first career goal as well.
So congratulations to the sophomore from the Prague of the Czech Republic for his first career ACHA goal, which widened the lead to 3 for Oswego State. 20 seconds to go. Tired Big Red still out there off that icing. CJ Walsh, big shot, goes off of the leg of Jack Bookbinder in front. Put it towards the goal was Luke Myers. 10 seconds to go. They'll just look to wind the time down here as Christopher Williams does circles in front. Played up, and they'll skate into the locker room with a 3-goal lead. 5-2. Oswego State controls.
If you're looking at the penalty minutes from that period, you might be thinking, it wasn't great for Oswego, but little do you know, we got the scoring on the shorthanded. I mean, that's 2 shorthanded goals in one period. You can't ask anything more from your penalty killers. And that's just a great period overall for Oswego. Galozzi looking really strong back there in net.
After 40 minutes of play, your score is Oswego State 5, Cornell 2. We'll be back in just 12 minutes time for the third period of action here in the Marano Campus Center. You're watching ACHA and ECHL conference matchups on the Oswego State YouTube network. Patrick Machado, Jerry Pritchett alongside with you for this third period of action between the Oswego State Lakers and the Cornell Big Red. Oswego State scoring 3 unanswered in that second period, including 2 markers shorthanded, which also included Martin Simonek's first career ACHA goal.
Yeah, I'm really happy for the big Czech Republic native getting his first goal here as a defenseman. It's tough to do in the ACHA. You don't see many defensemen scoring, but he's able to grab his first, and then Iber even grabbing his second of his career in back-to-back games.
So Oswego State, if the score holds up, will improve to 3-1 in any CHL play, getting back to 500 overall in the season. Cornell Big Red's record so far going into today's match, 5-4-0 with 1-1 in conference play. Oswego State won that draw, and they'll make the first play of this third period. It's immediately turned over to Cornell, and it's chipped along for Nick Berger, where he's met there by an Oswego State defender who starts back the other way. Martin Simonek looking for his second and gets another opportunity off of the big rebound in front, and he's able to stave off that opportunity was Keel.
Simonek is flying after that goal.
It's interesting to see, like, when you see players that don't score very often, how that looks as Martin Simonek in again. Looking for the wraparound try was Jubron. Big shot at the point, goes off of the head, it looked like, of Keel up into the protective netting. And play is finally stopped. Oswego State coming out of the gates early in this third.
Many chances. You had players like Simonek, you had players Jubron, Knees, everybody trying to get a shot on, and they are, but Keel is luckily keeping them out for Cornell.
Keel standing on his head, had to deal with 36 shots from Oswego State so far. That shot took a deflection in front, catches the top of the glass, still stays in play. Mike Lemieux goes to work on the boards. It's sent back over to his side, and Theo Cupp will have to chase after it in his own end. Chris Wands, D-to-D pass. Quick touch on to Luke Myers. Moving in was, and Oswego State scores. Didn't exactly see how that went in, but
beautiful move there from Deming around a couple players, just centered it to Lemieux, and that was a no-look shot. He just batted at that puck, and he finds it under the 5-hole Keel.
That one fooled me, to be honest. I didn't exactly see how that entered the goal, but Mike Lemieux, 4 unanswered goals for Oswego State.
Looked like Michael Lemieux didn't even know he scored it. His reaction was very solemn.
And they're looking for their 7th goal of the game as Braden Deming entered the zone and tried to shoot himself off that draw. It's saved by Keel for the stoppage in play. 18:39 to go in this final period of play. Oswego State now leads by a score of 6-2.
One thing to note here is, goal differential is a big factor in these NECHL standings, so you will see teams not really take their feet off the...
And Oswego State sharp angle try from Braden Deming does get that goal. It's 7-2 Oswego State. Talking about goal differential, the first tiebreaker in any CHL play. Oswego State taking advantage of that against the Big Red here tonight. 5 unanswered goals.
Almost right on cue. That's Deming with that shot from pretty much the corner. It looked like he ricocheted that one off of Keel, as you said, but I mean, Oswego's really pouring it on, and I love to see it.
And Cornell will try to get back in this game. They're going to need to get a goal quickly if they want to mount a comeback. 5-goal deficit to make up and just over 18 minutes to do it as Christopher Williams is in over the line. Dylan Eisenhower is there to take it away from him, and the shot in tight was Ryan McDonald. It goes straight into the glove of Galosi for his 25th save of the game.
This 20s line is really flying tonight. That's Myers with 3 assists, Deming with 2 goals and an assist now.
And one thing that we've seen is we've seen that Oswego State is still rolling all 4 lines here.
Yeah, it's nice to see. Everybody's getting opportunities, and they're really taking advantage of them.
Brett Dawson tried to go back up top for Kyle Woodard. It's taken by Ryan McDonald, and he turns on the Jets. Moving in on goal. Backhand shot. He gets his own rebound and scores. Ryan McDonald took that puck away from Oswego State, takes it in himself, shoots, gets his own rebound, and they finally have an answer.
That was a nice play by McDonald there to just have a burst of speed, cut the corner, drive to the net. And that's tough to deal with when you're Galosi, someone driving the net, coming across your crease and able to get his own rebound.
Scrupo wins the draw, back to CJ Walsh. And he waits and turns it over to Cornell, but Cornell turns it right back over to the Lakers. And Colby Scrupa, another turnover in neutral ice. In over the line, Wiz McCrink. He puts a shot on, and it's swallowed up by Galosi for the whistle. 17:15 to go in this third period of play. Cornell finally has an answer to 5 unanswered goals from Oswego. They cut the deficit to 4. It's 7-3 is your score. Tie up off the draw. Loose puck is finally controlled by Oswego State. Bank pass off the boards to Andrew Corning. In over the line, finds Martin Simonik on the weak side, and his shot doesn't make it on goal. Simonik again goes off of the skate of Colby Scrupa, which brings Cornell back into Oswego's zone. Dongyun Shin and Jay Chapin come together. Excuse me, that was CJ Walsh. And the shot goes off of the stick of Galosi into the left wing corner. Swinging up on the left side is Andrew Corning. He turns on the Jets, gains center, gains the blue line, gets past his defender momentarily, but it was taken away by Bookbinder, and they'll start back up the ice. Turned over to Oswego. In over the line is Drew Braun. CJ Walsh is the trailer, goes to Chase Knees. Put out in front, the deflection off of a Cornell player. The puck was stopped just before it made its way on goal, and it's cleared out of the zone. We apologize for the technical difficulties as the camera battery has just died on us. We'll try to get the picture up as soon as possible. Oswego State in. Chase Knees on the left side, loses an edge over near the face-off circle, and now it is Joseph Paracho over on the left side. At the point, chipping it in was Chris Wands. Chase Knees, right face-off dot, down low in the right wing corner. Chase Knees now behind the net, dealing with Joseph Paracha. We are back with picture. And Theo Cup with his second goal of the game. Perfect time to get that picture up for you as the defenseman scoring yet again. 8-3 is your score.
I mean, yeah, that was perfect timing almost. I was quick on the battery trying to get that thing back in the camera, and Theo Cup fires that one once again. That's his favorite spot. It seems like he's been scoring there twice in a row. That's Theo Cup with another top shelf shot.
So that face-off was, they thought about blowing it dead for a minute. The linesman kind of looked like a deer in the headlights. But with the score being the way that it is, with 15 minutes, 30 seconds to go, I don't think anybody really cares.
No, not at all. I mean, they're just going to try and play this one out. Probably let him play unless anything too chippy happens, too physical or too blatant. But we'll see them play this one out probably, the ref.
Okay, you won't see those tick-tacky penalties that sometimes do get called during the course of the run of play. Chris Wan tried to center it out in front, and the big shot at the point was blocked, and Ryan McDonald corrals and puts it out to center. McDonald gets it again. Turned over to Theo Cup, who is recoiling back in his defensive end. Goes to the opposite side, Chris Wands. Braden Deming controls, and Oswego will start back another rush to center. Getting past his defender, moving in on goal. Save made, rebound out loose in front, and it's swept to the side by Jonathan Frederick. Another flurry in front of goal for Oswego State, and Braden Deming enters the zone again. Going to the net was Myers, and it goes off of the stick of Keel and into the corner. That pass made it. It was a surefire tap in.
It was a good look from Deming, just trying to catch Myers, who's streaking towards the net.
Deming goes down. Arm of the referee stays down as well. Popat loses the puck, and it's defended away from goal, and it's tapped on for Luke Myers. And on the right side, fakes the drop pass. Finally, it squirts loose, and it's cleared out of the zone as far as center. Oswego State starting from their own zone. It goes off of the skate and turned over by Eisenhower. Looking to turn that into offense. And Anthony Robinson made a couple blocks on that. No, that was Dylan Eisenhower, excuse me. right place, right time, helps out his goaltender in on defense. Mike Lemieux tried to shake past his defender. It's swept into the corner. Brett Dawson is there. He's dealing with Alex Popat. And Cornell controls off of that strum. Joseph Strick changes it to the opposite side. It's spun around the boards, and there to save it at the line was Kyle Warder. He cycles it in deep. Cornell puts it back over near the half wall, and McCrink took a hit. It's finally skated out to center. Cornell in need of a change here. Oswego State will use it as an opportunity to escape. Anthony Robinson drops it off for Brett Dawson. Laid off on the left side. It'll instead go to CJ Walsh, who's pinching in from the blue line. Tried to center one out in front for Brett Dawson, and Cornell will send it back the other way. Shin does a lap of the zone. He is well defended by Oswego State. The reinforcement's not there yet. And CJ Walsh with a long stretch pass in the neutral zone goes off of the stick of Brett Dawson. And Cornell will take it inside their own zone. It's flipped up and out. CJ Walsh, the first man back, D-to-D, rink-wide pass, sends one up to Brett Dawson. And just able to stay on side was Sean O'Neill, and Oswego forecheck will go to work. Walsh thought about pinching in, decides against it, and a scrum will happen over in the right half wall, flipped over to the other side. Brett Dawson there to meet the Cornell player, and it's finally skated out by Luke Kratos, but turned over immediately to Oswego. Brett Dawson in again. Robinson goes to the front of the net. With the puck now is Sean O'Neill. And he loses it to the poke check of Tyler Wiseman. He gives it up to Jack Bookbinder, who gains center and dumps the puck in. Some more changes for both sides with 11:53 to go in this third period of play. Oswego State controlling with a score of 8-3. Shots 43-28 in favor of the Lakers, starting to widen their margin again. Cornell wins that puck battle. They immediately turn it over to CJ Walsh, who tries to skate and start up a rush himself. CJ Walsh still aggressive on that. And it's kept in at the line by the skate of Guillaume Herbert, but it finally squirts off by the stick of Ryan McDonald. Up for Christopher Williams. Williams being harassed, and McDonald's shot goes way high over the crossbar. Not a lot of stoppages in the last couple of minutes. Players going down, and finally we will get one here. Looked like Golosi or one of the players fell on the puck, so we'll get a draw inside of Oswego's zone.
Now, if you're Oswego, you're thinking, we were talking about goal differential earlier, and it's just, you don't want to sit back. I mean, you have a 5-goal lead, so you don't really have to put any more pressure on, but you also don't want to sit back and allow this lead to dwindle, even if you may win. That goal differential is really important, so just staying solid defensively is something they got to look for.
And a needless mistake made by the Cornell Big Red as they dumped it in, and it's going to come all the way back into their zone. Icing is the call. 10:52 to go in regulation. Oswego State wins that draw. It cycled in for Guillaume Herbert, drops it off to Daniel Kelly. Back at the point for Chris Wands, and his shot was blocked in front by Will McCrink. And two players come together, and Oswego State's bench likes that Chris Wands hit on Dungyeon Shin.
What an open ice hit there from Chris Wands, stepping up. He's not one to usually step up and lay the body, but he just did there. Shook up the Cornell player.
Still shaken up, and as he lost an edge entering the zone, and his shot was put into the corner by Alex Golosi. Theo Cup controls. He'll send it over to the opposite side for Dylan Eisenhower, and they're able to gain center ice, and they'll have to tag up the Cornell Big Red. They were still in the zone, delayed offside. They'll use it as an opportunity to change. Pass up for Chase Nees. He's got some wheels. Gets past his defender and puts a backhand shot on. And we're going to get a penalty here coming up against the Cornell Big Red, and Oswego State will go to a power play.
That was reminiscent of a goal I saw in the NHL here earlier on in the season. Chase Nees was just completely laid out there trying to score from almost his stomach. And luckily, though, drew a penalty.
I'm assuming you're referring to the one-handed wrister
Yes, from the Devils.
Name escapes me at the moment, but that has to be a candidate easily for one of the top goals of the season, even though it's not even a month old yet.
No, definitely not, but that is one you won't see probably for another 10 years.
So Oswego State goes to yet another power play opportunity, looking to widen their lead. C.J. Walsh tried to find Brett Dawson at the right faceoff circle. He was open. They now reset. Jubron, knees, puts a shot on, and the rebound on the other side was unable to be handled by Skrupa. Changing direction is Chase Knees. He'll play it back to up top for Trevor Jubron. Knees gets it back. Jubron calling for it. C.J. Walsh, big shot, makes it through. Rebound loose. It's taken by Colby Skrupa. Skrupa cycles it in behind for Knees. Great looks on the power play. Wraparound opportunity. Unable to get that puck in. It goes off of the iron, though, through the blue paint. Walsh. Robinson put it off of the skate of Jonathan Frederick. It's now in the corner. They're looking for a shot, and it was put across the blue paint, looking for the stick of Brett Dawson, and it wasn't on the ice. Jubron does a lap of the zone. Skrupa. Big shot at the point. Deflection, and that one goes wide. Oswego State excellent on this opportunity as C.J. Walsh's shot sails wide. 35 seconds to go in the penalty. Knees. Skrupa. One-timer Jubron goes off of the outside of the cage. And finally, Christopher Williams is able to skate it out, send it deep. Both teams in desperate need of a change here.
That one-timer from Jubron we saw against Cortland on Friday night. That's a great spot for him on that power play. He's got a ripper of a slap shot.
12 seconds to go in the penalty. Jubron still staying out there. Lays it off on the other side for Luke Myers. Back at the point for Marzalek. Myers gets it back. Shoots, and it goes off of the goaltender Keel. Oswego State still controlling as we're going back to 5-on-5. It's turned over to Cornell, and they clear it out of the zone. Theo Cup alone. Braden Deming back to provide reinforcements, and he'll take over from Cup before giving it right back to him. Cup just alley-oops the pass into space. It's gloved down by number 25, Jack Bookbinder. And we're going to get an interference penalty against Oswego. I don't agree with that one.
Well, I thought they were just blowing it dead because it was offsides, but either way, that's a tough call, but.
Yeah, he played it from his glove to his stick. And typically with interference calls, you see about a second of leeway given. I feel like he was well within that time. But nevertheless, Oswego State's penalty kill, which has ironically been one of their top scoring production for tonight's game, gets another look. Chris Wands blows a tire down low, gives it over to Cornell, and they score. That one was just put behind Alex Galosi, fooled everybody on the ice, and Cornell will score on Oswego State's penalty kill for the first time today. It's Ryan McDonald, and the score is 8-3.
Yeah, so the penalty kill no longer perfect, but I mean, you've been taking a lot of penalties, so I mean, it's now nothing to be really worried about so far, but the goal differential, as we were talking about, is really important, so you hate to see that one going.
So Cornell answers again. They'll look to get another goal quickly as time is very much a factor for them right now. It's turned over to Oswego. Brett Dawson getting in. And he doesn't really have much of a lane to shoot in. He was taken down, but Brett Dawson still on that play. Cycle it in behind. Goes back up top. Jay Chapin with the shot. Eisenhower saw the 8, did not see the 1. I don't think Chapin is playing tonight. Put out in front off of the skate of Will McCrink, and Cornell is able to escape. Puck loosens some skates. It's finally sent in deep into Oswego territory. 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go in regulation. Brett Dawson sends it up for Anthony Robinson. Puck still loose. They're battling. The stick caught in the midsection, and both players go down. A player loses his glove. Brett Dawson tried to roof one with not much of an angle, and Keel is able to cover up for the stoppage in play.
I mean, mean, that was a tough situation for Robinson there. He had the stick caught up in him, and then as he's trying to go get his stick, player had his arm trapped in between his arm and his chest, so no holding call. But
excuse me, correction on the score. The goal wasn't put up by the time we announced it. The score is actually 8-4 in favor of Oswego State with 6 minutes to go in the final period. And the shot by Eisenhower goes wide, and the rebound goes in. Guillaume Herbert yet again. Third goal in 2 games, second today. It's 9-4.
Talked about those floodgates opening, and there they are. Guillaume Herbert, he's back.
Actually, it's going to be Skrupa that leads that handshake line. Everybody went to Herbert. I thought it was him for a second.
I believe it was, but either way. We'll see.
We'll see what the official scoring is. I thought it was Herbert, but it was Skrupa that led the handshake line there. Either way, they reopened their lead to 5 goals. Shots 47-31 in favor of Oswego with 5 3/4 to go in regulation. Oswego State, Martin Simonek tried to put one out in front. He does a lap of the zone. CJ Walsh's shot goes off of the leg of Luke Kratios in front. It's cycled into the right wing corner. Guillaume Herbert, and the official scoring is indeed Guillaume Herbert. Should have trusted my instincts the first time. Skrupa didn't even get an official assist on that goal. It was Eisenhower that was given the assist. Dangerous pass out in front, cleared away from danger by Martin Simonek. And a little dribble shot from Popat. Golosi thought about covering it up for a minute, instead decides to play it under 5 minutes to go. Herbert getting some more ice time here, sent up to CJ Walsh. And it's loose over at the Cornell line where it's taken by the Big Red. Christopher Williams skates it over Oswego's zone. And the net just got knocked off of that play from Golosi. Don't think the referees realize it yet. They scored, and that's an unfortunate break for the Cornell Big Red as the play was blown dead and the goal was waved off. That's really unfortunate for the Big Red there. Nothing seems to be going their way.
Yeah, trying to just, think that one through. I'm not sure how the linesman didn't see that, or maybe Golosi didn't even know either.
I don't think Golosi knew that the net was knocked off. It looked like he was trying to go for a stick save, just looking to take the save play on that. It was actually the opposite post that got knocked off. It's moorings.
Interesting to see. So maybe a player ran into it, or maybe, he could have knocked it off somehow when he was backing into the net, but tough play for Cornell, definitely.
So your score is still 9-4. Oswego State leads. 4.5 minutes to go in regulation. Cornell looking to bounce back from that unfortunate opportunity for them. It's cycled back in by Bookbinder. Tapped along for Berger. Centered out in front, and there is a goal. No question on that one. Christopher Williams scores and gets that 5th goal back on the board.
What a game this is. If you like goal scoring, you tuned into the correct stream. 9-5 in the 3rd period. This is a great game.
So Cornell not lying down here with 4 minutes and 22 seconds to go. That's about a goal a minute if they want to get this into overtime. Face-off won by the Lakers. Braden Deming skates in. Shot put on, was steered into the corner by Keel. Mike Lemieux in. 2 Oswego State forecheckers. Lemieux goes back up top for point. Gives it back to Lemieux. Lemieux backhands a pass behind for Luke Myers. Lemieux again. Turns it over. Cornell back 2-on-2. Puck lost in skates. Forces Cornell offside. Chris Wands will start back offensively. Freezes on the brakes. Puts a dribble shot on from the blue line. That one goes wide into the corner. Cornell has some time and space here. Sends it up the wall for Dongyun Shin. And it squirts over the blue line. And it goes off of the glass of the penalty box up into the crowd for a stoppage in play.
Puck's actually only two or three rows away from us.
We'll get that puck after the game. Anthony Robinson loses the draw to Joseph Paracha. 3:25 to go in regulation. Kyle Woodard is the first man back. They spin it along. And it's kept in at the line. Paracha freezes on the brakes in the left wing. 2-on-2 scrum now ensues in the corner. All this not playing into the favor of Cornell as seconds valuable time ticking off. Kratios forced behind the net, plays it out to number 1. And Galosi went up for a save. It misses the cage, carries all the way around back into Cornell's zone. And they'll start up on another rush. Freezes on the brakes to shake off his defender. Jonathan Frederick goes D to D. Played off the boards. No one there to take the pass. Oswego unable to handle it cleanly, and Paracha will reset. Pass up for Kratos. He's met there by Kyle Woodard. And Sean O'Neill is the only one back there to take the puck. Just Lakers there. Pass up for Robinson. Pops up on the glass. Clears the zone, takes it back in, and here comes Cornell. Tyler Wiseman. Long shot from outside the zone by Ryan McDonald was steered into the corner by Galosi. 2 minutes to go in regulation. Oswego State well on their way to their third conference win on the year and going back to 500 overall. They lead this game by a score of 9-5. Ryan McDonald does a lap behind the net, puts one out in front for Christopher Williams. His shot never made it through, and it's chipped along, and Oswego State will clear the zone. Here is Andrew Corning in over the line. Brett Dawson to the front of the net, and the shot by Corning gets the glass. Christopher Williams circles behind the net. So Oswego State's next game will be October 25th, a Friday game against the Cortland Red Dragons, who we just saw play just 2 days ago.
So that's another game they need to win, just to sure up their conference standings. It was a game, 9-1. Wasn't very hotly contested, but you never know. Cornell might, figure things out in between now and then, have a different game plan here for Oswego.
Under a minute to go in regulation as that shot in front was saved by Galosi. 35 saves, the 35 shots he's faced so far, 30 saves on the day. Corning gains center, sends it behind the cage. Guillaume Hébert looking for another goal, and his stick was checked by a Cornell player, and C.J. Walsh's shot deflects off of the glove of Kiel. Cycled back in behind for Marzalek. It's played to an open wing where C.J. Walsh will have to chase after it. 19 seconds to go, and we should see this game end 9-5. Hébert tried to find C.J. Walsh. Theo Cup now controls. Sends one up for Marzalek with 5 seconds to go, and that will do it. Or it will almost do it as the puck somehow finds its way into Oswego's bench. 1.3 seconds to go. A face-off, purely ceremonial here.
Yeah, this is pretty much the end of the game. Nice effort here from Oswego. Another 9-goal performance, which is pretty rare in hockey. That's 2 in a row now. The offense really seems to be clicking.
And the final buzzer has sounded. Oswego State, perfect this weekend in conference play, now improves to 3-1 on the year. Cornell Big Red now drops to 1-2-0 in conference play. 5-5 is their overall record.
Yeah, I thought Cornell really came, they didn't come out to start hot, but as the game went on, they picked up their play. But Oswego played from really the first period to the last. They did not stop. The scoring was on point. It was a huge second period also. And the shorthanded goals, that's something to point out. Something I think they might want to look at, a key takeaway from this game would just be the puck protection. Just being a little sure of and, having nice crisp passes in the defensive zone when breaking out.
So you can check the Instagram later to see who eventually does get the player of the game. But if it was my vote, I would definitely give it to Guillaume Hébert. Perfect weekend.
3 goals in the 2 games. A nice 2-goal performance tonight, including 1 short-handed goal. That's a nice option for player of the game, I believe. And it would be his first ever of the career being picked as a player of the game.
So that will do it for us up here in the Steve Levy Press Box in the Marano Campus Center Ice Arena. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday afternoon. Oswego State beats the Cornell Big Red by a score of 9-5. For Jerry Pritchard, I'm Patrick Machado. Good night, everyone.